Hello and welcome to the Wisdom of the Zodiac. Today's lesson is taken from The Wisdom of the Zodiac Volume 2 by Torquem Saraydarian, and today I will discuss the lesson contained in Chapter 6 titled The Building of the Temple. Let me put first this whole lesson into context. The month of Cancer begins a period of 9 months during which we build our vehicles. Our vehicles are our physical body, the etheric body, the energetic counterpart, the emotional body, the mental body, as well as our temple. Temple not built by hands, also called the chalice or the Temple of Solomon. That is the temple that contains our developing and growing human soul. Why do we want to build our vehicles? So that our vehicles express who we truly are. Sometimes you express a way of living, of speaking, or feeling, and you think that is not really me. So what we are going to focus on is how to make all of your daily expressions coming truly from your heart, truly from who you are. Each month from now until next year, the end of Pisces, each month will present an opportunity for us to work on one aspect of our entire life expression. So we are not just working on one part, we are working on 9 different parts. And it's a very important time of our life because each time from Cancer until through the time of Pisces, we are given this tremendous month-by-month opportunity to excel, to grow, to expand our consciousness, expand our beingness step by step. And then what? To take the steps to build the bodies and then sustain them. So once we take a step that makes a change in us, we can't just relax and step back. It doesn't work that way. So when you think of this 9-month process, think in terms of how a building takes place. What do you need to do to make a building stand and be strong? And it has logical steps. So the basic outline is we start with expanding our consciousness, seeing where we want to go, how we want to get there, what is our end goal. Then we learn about what kind of steps we need to take. And then we take the steps that are needed. And then fourth, and most importantly, we do these things on a continuing basis so that what we are doing is sustainable. Oftentimes people have great ideas and visions at the time of the 3 full moons that we have just passed through. They have great ideas. I want to do this, I want to do that. I have great dreams. And then what happens? A few weeks later, everything fizzles out. That high that they felt during the time of Wesak, during the time of Easter, during the time of Gemini, just fizzles out and they feel let down. They feel like they can't sustain that high. Well, let me tell you, you can't sustain that high unless you have the vehicles that can sustain it, that can hold that energy, that charge for you. So it is natural for us to come down a little bit, but to start the logical step-by-step building process. So you are going to see that the building of your subtle bodies, your emotions, your etheric body, your mind, your chalice is going to take the same kind of concerted effort that it takes to make any kind of structure in the world that is beautiful, that is a pleasure to be around, that expresses that true beingness of who you are. So let's begin then, putting that into context. Let's begin with the Cancer full moon building the temple, chapter 6, and this starts for you on volume 2, yes, page 63. Let me read that first paragraph for you. The full moon of Cancer is the time in which we build our temples. So when we say temples, think in terms of this multiple layered complex organism that you have. Cancer releases a powerful voltage of energy in space. Okay, so you have this energy being released right now, a few days before the full moon, a few days after, and you can take this entire 5, 7, or even 21 days of the Cancer full moon period to go through this process. In the Asia's wisdom, we are told that this sphere of energy passing through the sun creates an intention or tendency within the human being. They may be called the tendency of building within our nature the temple of Solomon. Isn't that beautiful? The temple of God, the temple of beauty, light, and joy. So you're going to think of yourself, your entire expression, your bodies, as a temple. Let me take this a little bit further so that throughout this lesson you remember that you are not just building your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual temple. You are also building the temple of your family, the temple of your group, the temple of your society, and then by extension, the temple that is humanity. So if you are a person who has achieved a certain amount of maturity and building, and you feel very confident that you have a beautiful structure in which you live, take that out to the next step. Everything that I will say during this period applies to every layer of how you define your temple. So that great leaders, great philanthropists all over the world don't just think of themselves and their families, they think of the entire human family. And there are also people who think of the entire planet and how to build and organize the entire planet. But let me remind you that you can't go out trying to build the entire planet as a temple of God without starting with yourself. Because as we work on ourselves, as we know what it takes, how much hard work it takes, how much one step forward, 3 steps backwards sometimes, the same thing applies to the whole planet. Sometimes people get very discouraged and they only see the darkness. They only see the wrong that's going on in the world. But we need to turn that around and look how to better our lives and how to build our own temple inside of us so that nature can put us into places where we can do greater good. The second paragraph. The motto of Cancer is, I build a lighted house. I love that motto. And I want you to think throughout this period of Cancer that you are building a lighted house. You are a lighthouse. And what do you do with a lighthouse? You don't cover it with a bushel or blankets. What do? You put it up on the highest peak. And that lighted house is a safe harbor for all people who are looking for safety and security. So think of those beautiful images, that beautiful phrase, I build a lighted house and therein dwell. What a beautiful image that is, that you look at yourself and you see yourself as a lighted house. Not just a house with dark, drawn curtains, doors bolted shut, full of fear and foreboding, but a lighted house, windows open, the light is on and is shining out for everyone to benefit from. A house that is full of light receives light. Okay, that's important. And also emanates light. Okay, so you're going to think of yourself as a lighthouse, a lighted house that is emanating light and beauty and safe harbor to everyone, but you are also receiving it. So you're receiving and you're radiating. That is a two-way street, and it is important for you to think about that. And in that house, I dwell. That's where you dwell. You dwell in a structure, an organic structure, through which comes light, through which radiates light. What more can we want? Isn't that beautiful? This is the goal of the human being. That is your goal, to build that lighted house. As Christ said, you are the light of the world. Isn't that beautiful? What else do we want than the Great One telling us we are the light of the world? Shine your light. Shine it out. Don't let darkness envelop you. Don't close your curtains and your doors and live in fear. To shine that light, you need a temple. You need a building. You need some kind of beauty within you. Okay? When we have beauty within us, we receive beauty. And then we radiate beauty. That light must shine out and illuminate people. Okay? It's not just for us. Your light, your love, your beauty is there for your benefit, for your family's benefit, for everyone's benefit. So it's not just a selfish, I'm going to build my lighted house so that I am feeling good about it. It is for everyone. So imagine if people who have light, who have beauty, don't share it with anyone. Where would we be? These beautiful teachings that Torkim gave and other great teachers gave was only a product of their own reception of light and their own radiation of light, unselfishly radiating it out to the world. these kinds of teachings, high-level teachings and high-level beauty that you have within you is there to change the world. That's what it's designed to do. We see that darkness is increasing, but in the meantime, light is increasing. It's important for us to see that. Always see the two sides. And we know that light is always victorious. Always. One little candle is more powerful than all the darkness in a room. Isn't that the truth? One little candle, one little match, you light it in a dark spot, and all of a sudden, everything is visible. So our temple is formed by 4 components: the foundation, the walls, the roof, and the central energy system within the temple. So what I'm going to do is take these one by one, and each of them has at least 7 or 8, it looks like 7 or, yes, 6 or 7 different components of it. I'm going to ask you to read these pages carefully during this period and meditate on 1 or 2 or 3, as many as you can, at least 1 per day. And if you haven't exhausted the meaning of 1, take it for a 2nd day, for a 3rd day. Or what I do is I pick my favorite one for that day and I just focus on that throughout the period. Sometimes I focus on something that I just don't know how to do, instead of focusing on something that I already love and know how to do. So you're going to take each of these sections. First your etheric body, then your emotional body, then your mental body, then your inner energy system. Your central energy system is what he calls it, of the temple. You're going to work on those scientifically, logically, like a well-balanced individual. Okay, so the first body that we're going to work on is our physical etheric body. Now this is very important. The physical body, you already know what to do to make it healthy and balanced. Look at your food, what you drink, how you sleep, the exercise, the relationships, even the speech that you put out of your mouth is very important. That will condition your existence. So then go to the etheric body. Etheric body is the electromagnetic sphere around your physical body that sustains your body. It is your gate, your gatekeeper, that either protects you or lets in unwanted energies. That is one of the most important things that spiritual people have to understand. It is not the aura, it is only one fragment of the aura. So if you want to read more about the etheric body and how it functions, I recommend this wonderful book you can see behind me. It is called New Dimensions in Healing, and it has fantastic lectures on the etheric body. So if you want to know more about it, read about it, study about it, so you really know how that beautiful energetic body works around you. Another book I would recommend on the etheric body is the book titled The Aura, The Shield of Protection and Glory. That is beautiful, and it gives you so much information about the etheric body. Okay, so how to build the etheric body. There are 7 steps given, and the one that I'm going to really focus on is beauty. That is what I'm going to work on to increase in my life. So the first one is the etheric body will be really powerful and beautiful if you always think and live in beauty. So I thought of beauty, and I thought, yes, we can dress beautifully, do our hair, clean our environment, our home, our clothes. Take it further. What about the way your house looks on the outside? What about the way you speak? What about the public places that you walk through and you maintain, you don't throw trash around? What about these wonderful architects and artists who create beautiful works of art that is enjoyed by millions of people throughout the world? What about those artists that have their paintings in museums and beautiful places for children and for adults to go and visit and enjoy and be uplifted? These are powerful, powerful sources of energy. You know how it feels when you go to a beautiful ballet, when you go to a beautiful museum, when you behold a beautiful sculpture. That energizes your etheric body. Don't underestimate the power of beauty in your life. And if you are a person who has already created beautiful things and shared them with the world, take it to the next step. Go to the next step, one after another. And there's one more here that I'd like to share with you that is beautiful, and it goes with that aspect of increasing the beauty in your life. And that is have beautiful fragrance around you, beautiful flowers. These are very, very important because these energize you. And as I read this, I thought, how do I feel when I go through a beautiful garden? Why do people go to public gardens and parks and forests? Because the very elements in that beautiful natural surrounding energize your etheric body. This is now being studied by people who study children and adults, and they see how we really change and get uplifted when we are in these beautiful natural surroundings. So take conscious effort this month to do that. That is the foundation. Now, what is the next one? The walls. The walls of our temple, believe it or not, are made with our emotional nature. Did you ever think that the emotional nature that you have, the feelings that you have, the emotions that you feel, good, bad, indifferent, create the walls around you? Isn't it interesting to think about that? Are the walls around you full of beauty or toxicity? Remember, the walls are what is protecting you, shielding you, and if you close it shut completely from the outside world, close you from everything. So you are going to really think, what does my emotional nature look like? And here's one of, there are, let me see, 7 things that you can do. I'm going to focus on one. Have a time of worship. I love this one. And what I do every day is the daily discipline of worship. I love that. Each prayer takes anywhere from 5 to, I think, maximum 8 seconds. And you can really feel the difference in your life when you start your day by saying, O Giver of light, the cosmic beauty, permeate my whole nature with thy rays. Kindle the flame on the altar of my temple, so that I may live in a beam of light, in beauty, until the sunset of the day of my life. I think I may have misworded some of those, but that's the gist of it. If you can say that and all the rest of them 5 times a day, worship, have a time of worship every day. What is worship? You close your eyes and you think of the sun. You think of a great one in the world. You think of the beautiful natural surroundings and you admire it. You talk to it. You let it infuse your whole life. This is going to heal, balance, and recalibrate your emotional body. Emotions really, really resonate and respond to worship, aspiration, love, forgiveness, tolerance, and the 7th one, try to be calm. Don't get agitated. Don't get all worked up over nonsense, the minutiae of life. Don't let everything bother you. This is so important. As much as possible in this chaotic world, be calm. Think of yourself as that beautiful lighted house on a mountain. It is calm, it is radiating, it is not all agitated and chaotic. Okay? Now, the 3rd one, the roof of our temple, is our mental body. How can we make our mental body really beautiful? This is very, very important. And one of the focuses of my life is meditation. Practice daily meditation. Now, there are many, many forms of meditation that are taught all over the world. What I like to teach is scientific meditation. Clear thinking, sequential, step by step. I've talked about this many times before, but briefly, what would you do if you wanted to meditate? Don't just empty out your mind and just be sitting doing nothing. Sit down, say a prayer to focus yourself. Remove all the agitation from your life. Be still and read something beautiful such as this book. 1 page, 1 paragraph. Choose a seed thought, for example. One of the ways to build your mental body, it says, educate yourself. And you say to yourself, okay, educate myself. You ask a question. How then do I educate myself? In what places do I need to expand my education? You close your eyes, you think, I need to read, I need to study, I need to write, and so on. I need to go to school, take extra classes. And then you say, how would that change my life? You think of each step by step, and whatever you think, when you're finished, you write it down. And that is really basic, simple, scientific meditation. So this is 2 things that you can do to build your mind. There are others. For example, do not think ugly thoughts. Develop silence and optimism. Increase your joy. We have joy classes. We start with 30, 40 people. Most everybody drops out. Why is that? Why is it hard to have joy? Well, ask yourself, and the next time we announce a class, commit yourself to take it. It'll change your life. Joy makes your mental mechanism strong. Remember that. It makes your mental mechanism strong. It is not just brouhaha fun stuff. It is hard work. Whenever you do not have joy, you weaken yourself. So it is really the most important step that you can take in your life, is to learn how to express and expand your joy. And for some reason, human beings have a lot of blockages against joy. I don't know why. I don't know why we were all brought up, or many human beings in humanity, to have an indifferent attitude about joy. Well, I'll be talking about that more. You can read more about joy and joy and healing in the book Happiness, Joy and Bliss, for example, and really make it your business. If there's nothing else you do in your life, increase your joy. You're going to see a very important step that you can take in your life. Do everything you can to increase your joy, true joy, not by hurting others, but by healing from deep within you outward and radiating joy. Okay, let's go now to the innermost temple. And yes, I am going rather quickly through these. There are many, many lessons contained in these, and of course I can go on for hours, but that's not necessary in a very brief summary. So let's go to the innermost temple. That is your temple. That is sometimes called the chalice, the lighthouse within you, the Temple of Solomon. It is so important if you want to build that innermost temple that holds your soul. There are several steps you can take, and what are they? 6 steps. The one that I really like the most, that I think will go a long way to do all these other things in your life, is develop your willpower. Develop your willpower. You can do this, and I'm reading from page 69. You can do this by creating difficulties and obstacles and trying to overcome them. You might think, why would I want to create more difficulties and obstacles and try to overcome them? Well, it's the same thing that a master swimmer does, a master hiker, a master musician, an artist. They create obstacles. They always push the envelope to go to the next step, to go to the next step. Why? Because they are building the bodies that will sustain them. Your bodies will sustain your ideas, excuse me, your visions and your dreams, only because you have increased the willpower in them. I want you to think about that. Very, very important. Without willpower, you will not be able to go more than a few steps at a time, and you'll slide back. It's willpower that is going to be the driving energy in your system, in your body, in your machine. So this is one of the items. There are others: persistence. And the other one that I really love, again and again, you'll see this in the spiritual teachings, develop quiet, solitude, silence. These are all the things that are given to us to help us tune in with who we are, with the world around us. We are sometimes surrounded with so much physical, emotional, mental, spiritual noise, things coming at us in different ways, zigging and zagging into our aura and our consciousness. We need to just push that out once a day, either in the morning or at night. Best would be 3 times a day. Early morning quiet, a few prayers, meditation, quiet reading. At noon, just stop for a minute, say another prayer, and at night before you go to sleep, push all those ziggy-zaggy energies and thoughts out of you and be in solitude. So these are very, very important. And with these, what happens? When we build our lighted house, each of the parts of the building that you have, your etheric body, your emotional body, your mental body, your inner temple, are tools of communication with the world around you. The more tools you have, the broader and higher will be your communication system. Sometimes people are very, very happy to be communicating with astral forms. That is nothing but full of deceptions and glamours and illusions, and they think, oh, they're seeing such fantastic things. Don't stop there. Push your envelope. Go to the higher mind. Go to your soul. Go higher and develop those communication links, because the world is full of absolute beauty and serenity and inspiring things. Be the light into the world. Remove the covers from your light and shine your light everywhere. That is the message of Cancer. So, during the month of Cancer, take time to consider what is it that you are building, and have in your mind, not just this month, you are building step by step for 9 months, different parts of your nature. And I will be talking about each of those every month. So tune in every month to see which part you should do next, or which part you can work on next. And tune in with all of us studying the wisdom of the zodiac. Remember, these are wisdom. These are guidance for you. These will give you the very practical tools to take you step by step to grow in consciousness, grow in sustainability of your bodies, and they will be able to hold your charge and your energy coming in and going out, and you'll be a wonderfully productive, creative force in the universe. Okay. Now we're going to do a meditation, and it's very simple. We will relax, close our eyes, and sit up straight. Put a nice smile on your face. We will begin with the great invocation, and then I will ask one very simple question, about which you will just sit and think very logically, keep your mind very focused. What do I need to do to build a healthier physical etheric body? That's all I'm going to concentrate on next. Now, what I recommend is that you do this meditation, focusing on the physical etheric one day, the next day on your emotions, next day on your mind, next day on the inner temple. So take these 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 items. One by one, meditate on them. If you want to go another 4 days, it's up to you. You can do as many days as you like, taking them one at a time and seeing how you can increase that one recommended quality in you. So then we will send blessings to the whole world and say 3 Ohms silently. Okay, so sit and relax and close your eyes. And in order to focus yourself while saying the great invocation, think of all the people all over the world saying it with us. From the point of light within the mind of God, that light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. meditate on the seed thought. What do I need to do to build my physical etheric body? What do I need to do to build that foundation? Think of 5 or more practical steps that you can take this week. Think of one item of beauty that you can add to your life in your home. Think of how you can increase your physical beauty and your physical presence in greater beauty. Visualize yourself as a sparkling light on top of a mountain. And strengthen the beams of light radiating out from you. And radiate out and combine with the lights of several other people. And see how it's growing as you expand your light with everyone's light in the world, and see that light expand. Repeat after me. Let light descend on earth. So remember the key passages in this building of your lighted house. Study the wisdom of the zodiac every month with us. You can watch this wonderful summary that we offer to you every month. Study the chapter that is under consideration. We have this listed on our website, which chapter we are studying. If you are here in the Cave Creek area, you can join us once a month for our study group. If you are in the Los Angeles area, you can join the Los Angeles group or form your own group. Get a set of these books, study and share with your friends and loved ones. These are beautiful books. They are very practical guidelines to increase your wisdom. They give you that treasury of light, the wisdom that comes into your temple, and they let you digest it and work it out, and then radiate that wisdom of light out. If you want to study in deeper detail and intensity, we offer our monthly class recordings. You may subscribe to them and join us for that wonderful conversation and discussion that we have. So I'm glad you joined me today. Thank you for being here and being with me month after month, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day.